successfully done. I really appreciate that. Anybody has any addendum to the grammarian's report? If not, I have something to share, and that's one thing I like about this session. Different people have different observations. Let me share my screen. Now, Leah already had the first one, and I had this adjective. It's diuretic, and it's causing increased passing of urine. And I heard that Cici mentioned that yesterday night actually should be last night. And we have heard a lot of time mentioning, please join me to welcome, but a better way to say it is in welcoming. And that what heat wave will cause, that is actually in the title, in the question of Terrence's session, should be what will heat wave cause? I also heard the sun is very big. That's a Chinglish way to say 太阳很大, but in English we usually only say it's very sunny. And another thing is, let's move to the next session. Usually we say let's move on to the next session. I'd like to share with everyone. I'm very excited to complete my past. Should be excited. Exciting, it means something make you feel excited. So 让你觉得兴奋的是 exciting， 你觉得 excited. And a lot of time open my camera, video should be turned on. And don't, never mind, the 11th is the wrong type. And I heard a good word from Cici, deteriorate. That's become progressively worse. Okay, that's all from my addendum. No. I paused sharing. Do you still see my screen? Still? How do I get off stop share? Okay. I've been using Google Meet much more than Zoom, so I forgot how to use Zoom. Now here's my evaluation. First, 12 evaluators both did a really good job. Like I mentioned earlier, Annie, you are relatively new Toastmaster member, but I really like your evaluation. Your evaluation is very concise. That's one type of the evaluation I like very much. I usually don't enjoy those evaluation that repeat the speaker's content a lot, but didn't give out a lot of suggestions. So on the contrary, your evaluation is very concise. You went to the strong points and weak points directly, and your content is very logic. And I noticed that you had only spoke for 2 minutes. So I encourage you to try to find more strong points and also something more for the speaker to improve on. That will help the speaker more. And another thing, just like Jack mentioned, this is probably a matter of personality. Some people are very energetic, very easy to make people feel, easy to connect with people, but some people are very calm and logic. I'm that kind of calm and logic people. So when I hear your evaluation, I feel you are logical, but you don't have a lot of emotion, and your tone is too matter of factly. 这是太事实求是, but lacking a little connection with the speaker. The good thing about the connecting with the speaker is it's always hard to accept other people's feedback. So when you try to connect with them first, it's easier for them to really receive and hear your message. So maybe in the later times when you give evaluation, again, you can try to connect with the speaker, try to think in their shoes. So they will listen to your suggestions more. And Jack, you are experienced Toastmaster, so I agree with your both of your suggestions on her evaluation, especially the tone. I don't see problem with but. I said but too, but I think use softer tone is another way to make the speaker receive your message more willingly. So, however, probably the better way to say it instead of but. So both did a really good job. As for the meeting, do we have a Zoom master in the club usually? If no, I think we can have a Zoom master, or we ask the sergeant at arms as a Zoom master. I noticed we didn't. I came in a little bit late, so I didn't know if everybody had the chance to test their microphone or share their screen. If not, I would suggest next time before the meeting, we give 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes for everybody to check, to test their microphone and the camera or share screen, so we don't have any trouble during the meeting. And for the variety session, parents, I like the activity. It's kind of like a table topic, also help us to learn English. My only suggestion is to make keep your pace a little faster. I would suggest 2 to 3 answers from for each question. So call 2 or 3 people for each question, because when we there's not much more choice for the answers. So when you get later the last 2 or 3, it's kind of the answer started repeat, and people will, if the session is a little slow, people will get bored. So maybe for the variety session, if you want to keep it fun, more question and make it fast. And the toast message, CC, very good job. I like how you guys introduce each major working member and the speaker in this club. We don't do this in our club. But one suggestion I have is to maybe ask the speaker to have an introduction for themselves, because sometimes I heard the introduction that doesn't really relate it to the speaker's content. Didn't give the speaker the credential she or he needs for the speech. So maybe next time before your introduction, you can ask for a CV from the speaker or anything he wants to be introduced in the meeting. And CC, you had some occasions you use Chinese. I like to challenge you to use less Chinese. Toastmaster is not a place to actually practice language, but we use it here to practice English. So if that's your purpose to join Toastmaster, I want to challenge you to try to speak English as much as possible. Even it's so hard, or even your sentence doesn't complete, just try it. Use if you are worried about that your words is too hard for some new members, maybe you can try to put it in another way, and that's another way to practice your English. And I like how you recap after the speaker. That's something we can always learn from the senior members. It's difficult to do. It's like another table topic. You need to think on your feet. And but the recap after the speaker will help you to move, transit from one speaker to another very smoothly. The table topic session, I like the questions. Very good. I like challenging questions because that's how we really practice our impromptu speaking skills. So good questions. One thing I have, actually 2 things. First is maybe ask I don't know if you did, I just want to make sure, ask the guests if they want to participate before you actually ask them, maybe during the intermission or before the meeting. So we don't get awkward moment that you called someone, but he or she doesn't want to speak. And another way to keep up the pace of the meeting is don't ask for volunteers, just ask somebody to answer your question, especially ask those who don't have a lot of opportunity to speak during the meeting, so they get to the chance to speak. Like today, CC, the Toastmaster, he had a lot of chance to speak, so I think he can wait. He doesn't have to speak in the tabletop session. Maybe call somebody else, like the guest who haven't had a chance to speak at all. And that's all. That's all my evaluation. I think you guys are really good. I haven't been here for a long time, and I like how you incorporate a lot of members from different clubs, and that give a certain variety, diversity to this meeting, and keep all of us active and enjoying the meeting. Thank you for inviting me today, and I will return my control back to CC.